Hello friends, Tanya here with another video featuring some Spellbinders products. Today we're going to be using the Cascading Streamers embossing folder of the month for November, and I'm going to play with Rocky the Dancin Yeti. That is an individual die set that came out in November and it's so stinking cute. I'm going to start with a 5x7 piece of watercolor cardstock, and these happen to be my Daniel Smith watercolors, one of the several palettes that I have. And I'm using a red, a yellow, and a blue to create a background here. Now, this looks much more vivid than it's going to look as the end product, and I'm really just very much slapping the color on. As you saw, I'm doing a wet on wet technique here. So I wet the watercolor cardstock with a flat brush before I started adding color, and that encourages the watercolor to move and blend with each other. Ideally, I thought I was going to get more of a rainbow look with this, but I'm actually quite content with the red, yellow, and blue background that this did create. I did take my watercolor panel and heat set it with my heat tool. We're next going to take the 5x7 Matting Basics set B, and I'm going to use that to die cut that down to size, and we're going to use the Cascading Streamers embossing folder. There it is completed, and then I finally got my hand on the limited edition metallics from Lisa Horton. These are stunning. And I think I've heard that there will be refills available for this, and maybe it won't be so limited edition. There is the solid gold, there's copper pot, and I don't remember the name of the silver, but it's silver, gold, and copper. Next, we're going to use the cross-stitched nested card front and tag. I die cut the second from largest cross-stitched edged panels from some heavyweight white cardstock, and I'm using this yellow crochet thread. You could use embroidery floss, whatever you have handy, and I'm going to create just slanting lines all the way around. I'm not going to complete the full cross stitch, and this is how I do it. This is real time. So I've come up one hole, and then I flip it over and I go to the hole that's just next to it. And then on the front, I go across. And again, I'm going to look where I came through, and we'll just go to the adjacent hole. And then on the top, we'll go all the way across. This is, it saves you a little thread, and it creates a neater back of your piece. There's the completed stitching. And next we're going to play with the Rocky the Dancin Yeti. Easy for me to say, hey? This is a really cute Dancin die. This will coordinate with the monster set that came out, the birthday monsters that came out almost a year ago. And it has this dancing element to it. He is so cute. I die cut all of his parts from different pale blues. So I had a lighter blue for the face and the tummy and the hands and the feet, and a very slightly darker blue for the body parts. I added a white backer behind the face so I would have a white eyeball area, and the pupils for the eyes are these cute little black pieces. I did use my pokey tool to push the little circles that are in the centers out, and I'm aiming those little divots in the side kind of towards his temples. Now that I have the face assembled, we're going to add this to the body piece, and you can see there's some embossing on that cardstock that guides you where the face and the belly should go. And he even has a little embossed belly button, which is so cute. I love that detail. Now we're going to add his arms, and you can interchange where you put these arms. You can have him reaching across his body holding something. You can have his arms up in the air. You can have him hanging by his side. There's lots of adaptability here. I'm attaching the little hands to the ends of the arms, and I did briefly think about changing the orientation of the left arm there. His left, our right. Yeah. I have a circle here that I don't know what that was really for. Maybe for the Santa hat, but I'm using it for a snowball. It is, oh, I know what it's for. There's an ice cream cone in this set, and it's supposed to be for the ice cream cone, but I'm using it for a snowball. And I die cut that and the hat trimmings from white glitter cardstock and the antlers. And now that he has the snowball in his hand, it's time to add his little stocking cap or toque if you're from Canada. And I want that to rest nicely between these antlers. So I'm going to tack those antlers down before I adhere the hat. It is a little bit stuck to my work surface when I pick it up, so I'm going to have to replace the antler on the Yeti's left, on my right, which, yep, we're going to do that right now. And the glue was still tacky enough to do that. He has a cute little scarf also, so we're going to put one piece on. And I honestly probably should have assembled the scarf before I adhered it to him. You can see a little embossing line here that is supposed to help guide you how far under to put that. That glue held really well, so I could not tuck it any further under his scarf. That's okay. He just has a little longer scarf tail. Now it's time to add the feet to the bottoms of the Dancin legs here. And I don't want his toes too pointed, but you can adjust those too. Now this is the dancing mechanism, and you can see how that just sits right under his body. Now we're going to start assembling our 5x7 card here. I have that cascading streamers background piece with extra strips of scrap cardstock behind it. We'll adhere that to our 5x7 card base. I've added 2 layers of scrap cardstock behind the stitched element just to give that thread on the back enough space. Now for placement, I am placing this so that the top 3 sides of the element or the rectangle are evenly spaced on the card front. And I'm using some of these dimensional strips or pieces from a previous Spellbinders card kit. These are pretty thick. These are some of the thickest dimensionals I've seen on the market, which works really well behind any of your Dancin projects because it gives it enough room to move nice and freely. So not only are you going to need a dimensional in that hole for the Dancin element, you need to use the same level of height on the part that is stationary. So now that we have our pieces all ready to be stuck down, I'm going to check my placement. I'm going to center his legs, get my little dimensional here. You don't want that dimensional to be too big. You don't want it to make the moving mechanism get hung up. I've removed the backing from that one, so it's all ready to be stuck to. Just have to remove the backing on all of these dimensional pieces on the back of the body of the Yeti. I even put a piece behind his little hat so it didn't get smushed. We'll line him up so that his belly rides just over the right parts of the legs, and look at him dance. That is so cute. Now you could put dimensionals that act as stoppers so the legs don't swing too far, but I chose not to. For the sentiment, we're going to use the Better Press of the Month Paint the Town. There's some really cute sentiments in that set that you can better press and or glimmer, and has coordinating dies. Again, I am loving the coordinating dies for sentiments. Oh, my fave. I had foiled this with some gold foil on black cardstock. And I had already had this die cut in my stash from when I made my 10 cards video. And even the extra backers. Now for the inside, we're going to use one of the stamps from the Confetti Wishes Clear Stamp of the Month set. I'm just going to pull out my brand new Stampwheel 2.0. This has a platform inside that is 9 by 9 inches, so I can fit my 5 by 7 cards in it. Plus, one of the sides removes so you can have something hang outside of the platform area. I love this. This is huge for me. I can actually link this product for you. Otherwise, I was always using the not for sale anymore two-sided open platform. I'm not going to get rid of that because, you know, we crafters, we like to hoard everything. And you can never have enough stamping platforms, in my experience. So I'm going to stamp this twice with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink because I just needed to get a really bold stamping here. And with a stamping platform like the Stampwheel, you can stamp as many times as you need to, and your paper isn't going to move because it has a sticky mat on the inside. I replaced that side panel, and that's complete again. And that's my entire card. I hope you enjoyed this. I really had fun creating with Rocky here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave me a comment telling me what you liked about this video, or just to say hi. I'd love to hear from you. This video is part of a blog hop, and if you want to look at the rest of the projects, check my description box below for the link to my blog, and you can get the rest of the blog list there. If you're interested in any of the products I use, check that description box below as always, and until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.